guys, it's Casey behind the camera today. Thank you for stopping by my channel, Casey Mindful, where I talk about all things mindfulness. Today's video is my favorite good tasting green smoothie recipe. Yes, there are a lot of green smoothies out there that kinda suck, honestly, unless you like the taste of grass. But this one, I think, covers the texture and the earthy flavor of the greens fairly well, so that you're still getting your dark green veggies in for the day. But if you aren't a fan of that earthy taste, you're covering it with some yummy pineapple and banana. So all the ingredients that you'll need are right here. So you just need some dark greens. Right now I have this half and half blend, but I usually just get baby spinach. But you know, it's always good to mix it up. And then you will need half of a lemon, half of an apple, frozen pineapple chunks, frozen banana, which I always just buy like a little I don't know, bundle, is bundle the right word? Bundle of bananas. And I immediately chop them all up and freeze them in any container I have. Glass is best as always, but I'm not going to throw this plastic away since it's already in my possession. And then whatever your favorite protein powder is always a good addition to these smoothies. So the first thing I like to do is to add the greens first, so that we can grind them up super fine. There's no texture. Grab a good handful or two, depending on what your preference is or how much you like greens. I usually do about 2 big handfuls. Yeah. And then add about just a cup of water. I'm gonna make some green juice. Okay, so now we have all those greens turned into this kind of chunky green juice. Your blender might do a little bit better than mine. And then I like to add in the protein powder right after the greens, just because if you add it in last, it tends to be a little bit messier. I'm doing a full scoop because I want that 20 grams of protein. But you do want to watch protein powder, because if you aren't working out, it can make you fat. And this protein powder actually is vanilla flavored, which you would think would be kind of weird in a green smoothie, but I kind of prefer it, honestly. Protein powders are always kind of a struggle though. I've not really found one that I love, but I don't hate the ones that I've used either. Okay, next I'm just gonna add the fresh ingredients, which is the lemon juice. And you want to watch for those sneaky seeds, so I just slowly begin to squeeze the juice into my smoothie. So I usually just use half a lemon and half of an apple, and then I put it in Tupperware for the next day. So that's where these are coming from. And then I'm just chopping the apple up into smaller chunks. All right. Okay, so now you got yourself a pretty decent green smoothie. Very green. But this is not my favorite texture for a smoothie. It's kind of watery and chunky. So that's where the frozen fruit comes in. Bananas especially. Make your smoothie super creamy and delightful. The frozen banana looks kind of gross, but I assure you it's delightful. And then adding in my frozen pineapple. So the pineapple and banana are really what give this smoothie its super yummy tropical flavor. So I put about almost a whole banana worth of the frozen banana chunks in, and then I just put a small handful of the frozen pineapple, about like that. Because even though this is fruit, you still want to watch out for your fructose intake, which I'll talk a little bit more about at the end of this video if you're interested. Oh yeah. Now we have a delicious, creamy, sweet and tropical flavored green smoothie. So I'm going to go enjoy this on my couch, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about your fruit intake and sugar. So I pretty much just finished that green smoothie, and it was so yummy. I hope that your batch was as yummy as mine. But I wanted to quickly talk about sugar. So this smoothie, based on my rough calculations, has about 20 to 25 grams of fructose from the sugar from the fruit. And so while fruit is good for you, and you should eat fruit every day, you don't want to eat copious amounts of fruit, and you don't want to eat too much sugar. So I'm not gonna get into added sugars, like table sugar. But what I'm talking about today is sugar that strictly comes from fruit. So a lot of the research on this topic is a little bit obscure, but most of it suggests that you shouldn't be eating more than 50 grams of fructose a day, that it can be detrimental to your health to be eating copious amounts of fruit. So I'm just mentioning this because I do know that there are vegans out there who eat like 20 and 30 bananas a day. And I'm not here to call anyone out, but for the general population, that is not the recommendation for your daily fruit intake. I understand that there are people out there who are athletes and who need more carbohydrates and whose body can take that much fructose. But, you know, I teach yoga, I work out almost every day, and I do not consider myself an athlete that requires 20 to 30 bananas a day. I was doing a little bit of research, and depending on the size of the banana, if it's a large banana, it can have 17 grams of fructose. And so if you were to eat 30 of those bananas a day, that's over 500 grams of fructose in a single day. And so if research is saying that over 50 can be detrimental to health, who knows what 500 can do. So all that to say, we're all different and we all have different dietary needs, but please be mindful of your sugar intake, even in the form of a green smoothie.